we're just going to create a couple of pages and then just put in some dummy content. So if I go to pages, I'm going to create a new page, and we're going to have our portfolio page be the first one. This is portfolio. This is my portfolio. Then we will not add any CTA buttons, though I think those are required. So nope, I made them not required anymore. But that means then we'll want to set this to be conditional. Whoops. So we need buttons and then we need to do the same thing for the subtext, because that is also not required. But we'll do it for the portfolio because no biggie. So we'll do image. We're just going to choose the same image that we've been using. And then we'll have portfolio. This is my portfolio. And then just copy and paste that a bunch of times. And do the same thing here. Do portfolio, 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 portfolio. There we go. Okay, and then for the meta image, we'll do the same thing. We're just trying to test stuff out. So now there's no parent page. We'll want to make sure that this is published. Can I go to content? I can. And we're going to add a block. And we're just going to do, we'll say a card section. We'll do, I'm not going to add a header text. Well, no, I can do, no, because portfolio is going to be included in the header. So I don't want to do any of that. So we'll choose from existing. We'll do this card, and we'll do portfolio object 1. And then we don't need any card text. We don't, or I guess we can do a button. Visit. And this is just example.com. It is primary. And then we're just going to duplicate this card. And add in some information. And that looks good. That's enough of that. And then we can come over to SEO, which, oh, I see what is happening here. I have an extra SEO block at the end, which I don't need. So I'm just going to save this for now, and then we're going to come back to it in just a second, because if I go over to pages, I have down here, well, I have SEO somewhere. So I have it in the tab for sure. Okay, so for some reason we're seeing 2 SEO things here, because I have the SEO block here, and then a less robust SEO thing here. So I wonder if it's because I have all of these defined in here. So what I'm going to do is see if I can expand what I have there. So instead of this, which are a couple of custom fields that I have, let's add them to the config collections fields here. So now portfolio is done. We're going to go to our nav now, because we have our portfolio link, and this needs to change from external to internal. So when I do that, I can select portfolio. I don't want this to open in a new tab. Don't need nested links, and I can hit save. And then come over here and refresh. And I now have portfolio there and portfolio down here. So if I click on that, it goes to my portfolio with an image and all of what I just put in there. And so now we can do the same thing for our about page, where I'm just going to go to our pages. And I have to pause, because this is really bothering me, that this SEO plugin is then duplicating this field. And this should be necessary, if I understand correctly. If I get rid of this and refresh, hit portfolio, it gets undefined reading description. So let's refresh. I'm going to, just in case, restart the server here, see if that does anything. Okay, logged me out, no biggie. Go to pages, portfolio, and no. So I need to have this in here. But I do know that I can't get rid of this, because it's the configuration of the plugin. So if I get rid of, let's say, pages, because that's where I'm in right now. No, do not save password. I have our SEO. So that worked, but now I don't have my custom SEO fields that I actually want. So, well, that means I can just take this then and add this back to my fields. Okay, great. So maybe then I just don't need it to have, is collections going to be a required field? Does not look like it. So then I can just add this to whatever collection I want, because I now have title. Now I need to add canonical back, and I think site name I need to add back. Let's take a look at the API just real quick. If I go to our SEO, or I think I have it as my meta section. Yep, okay. So then we'll go back and we will add canonical and site name. And just to see, well, if I get rid of that, then, so I'm thinking I'm misunderstanding how this plugin works. So I'm going to go to plugins, and we're going to go to the SEO plugin. So basic, call the plugin with options at, this is the configuration file. So we've got our options there. And then I think I just wasn't supposed to add it to my own collection. Yeah, so I think this is my fault. So before we get too deep into this, then I'm going to go, first I need to make sure that I can do my own custom fields here. Yeah, so I should be able to, so let's see if I can get rid of all of this real quick. Then save, because I'm going to delete all of this. So I guess I'm stuck with that forever. Well, wait, no. So I'm going to come all the way down here to meta. I should just be able to cut this. Go to posts, create new, we'll go to payload config, and then I need collections are going to be, I guess, just posts for now. And there's SEO right there. Let's add these in. To the payload configuration side. So I should have type name, SEO mentions, all that, okay. And then get rid of all of this again. We're just gonna cut it for now. And there's everything that I need. All right, so it is not a tab though. And that's not the end of the world. But what I can also do, let's see if this works. If I can do portfolio and then do duplicate. Portfolio copy is fine for now. I can do SEO. And then here, let's actually delete this. Confirm. And then what we want to do is remove all of this junk. So again, just cut. And then let us, I can't duplicate it from here. Okay, well, in that case, go here, open this up, duplicate, oh, yep. Then get rid of all of this. And the SEO tab goes away, and then I can go back to our payload config pages. So there's meta, or the SEO stuff there. So I wonder actually, if the problem I was facing was not here, so I'm just gonna, we're fine with this. We're gonna delete that, go back in, change this to portfolio. And then now we kind of have to do the same thing over here for the home page. Because if I open this up, oh, it just worked. I come all the way down to SEO. SEO stuff is there, except for canonical and site name, which is fine, but I can come all the way back up. And then go to API. And then if I do SEO, no, I do meta. So that means then if I go home, okay, so I need to change that first. All right, so let's go back to our nav. So hopefully that doesn't break anything, but it may, because I don't remember if I fixed the stuff for the nav. It looks like I did. All right, so now we're going to look for our home page. So nav bar, nav item. So we need to go to our internal link. So then we can do for, okay. So here we want to do the link that value dot slug equals home. If it does, we just want to return this little number. If not, we want the full slug. So then if path name includes the slug, so this won't highlight the home, but it does hopefully fix that issue, yes. But we want home to be an active thing here, so we could just do, it should work as link.value.slug equals home. So includes link.value.slug. Gotta think about this real quick, because we need it to be if link value slug is equal to home. So it worked up here. So href. So if home, then it should be the index. If not, it should be portfolio. Okay, that was weird. Let's take a look again at our nav then. We have our portfolio, open in tab is yes or no. Okay, so that is a problem then, because I changed all of this to Boolean. So I need yes or no, which means that open in new tab should be yes or no. So now, if I refresh and open portfolio, it's still opening in a new tab. I guess I did this just because it would be easier to select in a CMS. But here we are, fixing my messes. Okay, so now if I click home, nothing should happen there. So let's go over to portfolio. So it still opens. That's still undefined though, and it goes away there. Which means that this ruined something, or maybe it didn't. I think something got jacked up there, no biggie. All right, so we're good there. All right, so portfolio is there. So again, that didn't mess anything up. Cool. So then I need to know if link type internal, so we can do const is home is equal to link dot value dot slug equals home. So then I can do, instead of all that, is home, which shouldn't change anything. And then here's where I'm starting to get a little confused. So we have path name includes link value slug, and that works for portfolio. It would work for about, and it would work for contact. That reminds me, we want to go back to our page because we want to also build out contact form, and we'll probably use the form builder for that. Okay, so we're moving right along here. So we're going to figure this out, and then we're going to call it quits. So if is home, then this should be nothing. Let's go to portfolio. It's going to be easier to scroll down that. Folio, home, fine. So if it's active, so we can do is home and pathname dot includes. I think we should just be able to do this. Okay, well, I got it to deactivate. That's cool. All right, and so we can do const path name. Here, let's log the path name real quick. That's right, it's on the client. Got to refresh. So we have it as okay, so what we need to do then, we can do path name is equal to this. So we can do path name equals that, then classes dot active container. If not, okay, so that works, kind of. So this is what we're looking for. Which again, we just need to do this. Then we just need to change that. There we go. Finally, we got it working. So next thing, just real quick, we'll do the about page, just because it's going to be real simple. Because I'm just going to come in here, duplicate, just do about, change the slug just in case. It'll be published, about us. This is more about us. And we'll add a CTA button that just says contact. We'll not open in a new tab. We'll do is primary. And then we can just do our contact. And this reminds me, since we duplicated this and it was blank, we should go back to the other one and fix that. Okay. Choose from existing, we'll use that. We won't do any of those, and that works. So let's wrap that up. We're at the portfolio. That works, that works. Let's go to portfolio real quick and add some SEO stuff to make sure that it's working. Portfolio, portfolio, portfolio. Okay, choose from existing, good there, etc., etc. Come here and we refresh, our stuff got updated there. We can go to the about page, and that looks good to me. So it should be fine to have all of these hero sections be like this, but if we wanted to, and I don't want to, we could just add a way to have text on the left or image on the left or anything like that. It's just adding a new conditional field and then rendering it on the front end. But we did quite a bit of work here. So we have our home page, we have our portfolio, and we have our about. And as you can see, like this is the same color as the contact page or the contact button. So we'll need to figure out how we want to show that. But that was quite a bit. So let's see what we have left on our checklist. Go back to the page. We did build out a couple pages. We will need to go in and build out industries, but we can figure that out in a little bit. I also need to, I guess, adjust the height there. So we'll figure that out as well. It's all good there. Okay. So we built out a couple pages. We will build out a contact form, build out industry pages. And with these, the pages may just end up being a, like on the sidebar here, there's a parent page. So I may just have an industries page and then do a parent page from there. But we'll see what we want to do there. And we already took care of the duplicate SEO section. So that's it for this video.